Our topic for today is firewall audit. Keep in mind you can apply audit on any network devices. It can be a router, it can be a switch, it can be Cisco SA firewall, it can be Cisco FTD, it can be any firewall, Palo Alto, FortiGate, and it can be a checkpoint. It can be any network device you can apply audit. Audit, in every company there is an audit team to check everything. The same thing we gonna apply on network devices to review the firewall configuration, to check the weaknesses in the configuration, okay, to reduce the risk, because this audit report will provide us each and everything, any potential dangerous, any vulnerability in our configuration. Because when you configure firewall, you may miss something. This is a configuration. Maybe you forgot something which is a critical, and anybody can use those to access your network. So your firewall is good for nothing, because you are using firewall to protect your network. But if your firewall is itself not protected, so what you will do? So hacker can access your firewall and they can bypass your rule if you create a weak rules. So that's why audit is very, very important. You can do audit before the implementation. Either maybe if somebody deploy the firewall in network devices and they request you to do audit, so you can do audit for them as well. Suppose I have a small network. There are two FortiGate firewall, and I just want to check that are these configuration is okay, and my device is okay, and my policy is okay, and my device is itself secure or not. So for this purpose you can use audit report. Two important tool which you will see in real world when you enter to the real world. One is NPView. NP means network perception. NPView, which can provide you all the diagram as well, weaknesses in your policy and everything. This one is very important tool. Second one is Sniper, which can provide you each and every device standard audit report. It can provide you each and everything in your network device. If there is anything missing, it can provide you standard like NIST. There are many standard. I will make a video on these one, like CIS, like PCDSS. There are many standard to follow. As per your standard, you can check your device. But anyway, this audit report can tell you what is your weaknesses in your device. So I have these both devices. Okay, this is NPView and this one is Sniper Studio. Now you can use a table to provide a complete report to your customer. The one I also using is like this one. So I audit many devices. One of them was FortiGate firewall. I mentioned the device model, software version, which version they are using. It's very important. Your version has to be the updated one. You need to check all the licenses. It's also very important that your device license has to be active. Then you can update your device and you can get updated signature and everything. So you need to check this one as well. You need to check inspection mode. So in this case it was flow based. You need to check the logs, is sending the device logs or not. And interface access protocol, which protocol is allowed. Banner is there or not. Banner is login banner. It's also important for security. It has to be there. And permission, who can access your devices. It will be protected. You need to protect them. Only administrator who is allowed to access the device. So you can put only those IPs. So this is also coming under security. Telnet has to be disabled. HTTP, which is clear text protocol. You need to redirect HTTP to HTTPS. You need to use a TLS updated version. You need to disable SSH version 1. You need to use SSH version 2. You need to disable SCP, which is we can use for many other purpose. You need to change the standard port, like when you access your firewall. Now I am access my firewall using standard port H443. So anybody can know that they are using the default port. You can change this one as well. SSH by default port is 22. For security you can change them. Authentication fail attempt. After 3 attempts your account will be locked out. So it was not there. Session idle timeout for console, and also like if I log into this device, okay, let me re-log in. So it has to, after a while, if nobody is using it's idle, so definitely it has to be sign out automatically, the same as this one. Your session is expired. So this is also important for security reason. So if I log into this device, admin, and I'm not using this console, so you need to check this one. Then password policy has to be there. Now my password is 123, which is very weak. So you can put password policy, disable USB installation, disable USB installation image. There is a maintainer account. You know, when you forgot your password and your FortiGate firewall has been locked out, so you can use maintainer account to access your device. It has to be disabled. Use a disable MD5, which is very weak, and so many other things. So some of the thing was pass and most of the stuff was fail. Like console timeout was 120 minutes, so long, which we will see how you can find out this one. And these are the solution. So the one now right now I'm interested in FortiGate firewall, how you can secure them and how you can audit them. And then we will apply all these things to make them secure, which is very important. And by default these features are disabled most of the time. Neither administrator know about them to protect their devices. So what we can do, first thing first, we need to audit them. So I will use this Sniper Studio. This is the first tool which I will use to audit, and then we will see what they can tell us about the network device. But I need configuration file of this Fortinet. So what is the IP? Show system interface question mark. So IP address is this one. This is the management IP. So what we can do, normally in real world we are using PuTTY. Open up PuTTY, type the IP, either SSH, normally SSH, in my case I will use Telnet, it's a lab purpose. Go to login and all session output and choose your directory where you want to store. Suppose I say desktop, and this is the name putty.log. It's okay, you can change the name as well. Go back, and this is this firewall. I want to access them remotely, and open. Type the username as admin. Password in my case is 123. So now I am login. Okay, first thing first, I need the full configuration file. In FortiGate the command is show full configuration, but unfortunately it's showing me more. Then when I press enter one by one is line. If I press space bar, so it's too much. I need to press this space bar more than 50 times to configure and to copy all these configuration. So what I will do, Control C. Okay, first thing first, I need all these things at once. So what you can do, go to config system console and say set output standard. By default is more. You know there are two type. So say standard and enter. Control L, and now you can type show full configuration and enter. Look at each and everything is at once and it's done. My work is done. I can exit, and if I go to here, open this file, and you will see okay, another program. Yeah, so here is, because I typed 2 times, so I don't need these. I was showing you more. Yeah, so I press few time more, and then let's go to delete this one. You don't need to do like this way. First time you need to change, but to show you, that's why I done this one. So I think I changed the command after this one. No, yeah, here I changed the command, and then it's standard, and after that I type. So let's delete this one, and this is my full configuration. Okay, and let me delete this one as well. This is the configuration, and Control S. So my configuration, all this firewall configuration is ready. This one. Let me change the name and FortiGate, and you can change them to TXT as well. It's okay, and yes, it's okay. And you can use Notepad++, a very good tool. Okay, and this is the show configuration, full configuration. Okay, right, it's done. Next thing what you need to do, open a Nipper and file, new report. Okay, so I need to add the file. Click add file, and let's go to desktop, and my file name was FG, this one. So I say that FortiGate 40 OS 6, and click next. Which type of thing you need? So they say security audit, vulnerability audit, and this is Cisco one, because it's not a Cisco one, but if you want you can put that one. CIS is also for Cisco most of the time, and there are many other standard. Okay, you can use those to check, but anyway, I need all, and click next. They say no, so we don't need. Click next, and after a while they will audit them. They will check the vulnerability, they will check the operating system, they will check each and everything. It's okay, because in this one is not for audit, this one, so it's okay. There are many standard to follow. Okay, and report is ready and finish. Now let me make them bigger. So this is the Nipper audit report on this day. Okay, and see there are many. How many? 2 high and 1 medium, because it's only one firewall and few configuration. If it is the company one, so there will be many vulnerability. This the name, and this the 40 device, and these are the thing, you know, they give you a full list of everything. Few this the report detail, and here is object. If there is any object created, this is security audit. So after a while, how many are critical? Anyway, let me go to directly. So they said the first thing is rule allow packet from any source to any destination, any port. They say there is a rule which allowed each and everything, any source, any destination, any services, which is not recommended. And if we go to this firewall and log in, yes, there is a rule. Normally you need to create a rule to be more specific for specific ports, specific services. So if I go to the first vulnerability they found out, they say that if we go to policy, firewall policy, there is any rule, and yes, there is a any rule. Okay, so this policy is there, and also it's written impact. What is the impact of this if you are using? And also ease, and also they say recommendation, you know, it's very good thing. They say filter rule should only access to specific destination, specific network port, source, specific source IP, specific protocol, specific message type, and reject, and etc. And then they say that configure firewall policy, delete rule number. So it will recommend you many other thing. Then second thing, they found out that rule allowed access to administrative services. that this rule can access your, because there is no restriction, they can access our administrative services like SSH and HTTP and so on. So this is a second vulnerability. And then they mention the recommendation and blah blah blah, which I told you. Third thing, they found out clear text protocol services, because any all services means telnet, HTTP, whatever, all those things coming under this one. So again, they mentioned that this rule can allow every type of protocol and services. It can be a clear text as well. Then they say that telnet is enabled, and then they say that set allowed access only allowed those services which is you want to use them and secure one, like at SSH, HTTPS. So telnet is allowed, and it's true, telnet is allowed. I will show you. And then they recommend how to remove them, their telnet services. Then console connection timeout. I told you that connection time, they say that it has to be 10 minutes. And maybe the one which we have maybe 120 minutes by default something. So they say this one. Clear text HTTP services is enabled, is also true, because I'm accessing this firewall through HTTP, not HTTPS. So again, it's another vulnerability. Then they say rule allowed potentially unnecessary services. Anyway, it's related to the previous one. Let me go to potential sensitive services. Yeah, it's also true, the same thing. And they say user account name contain admin. By default, you need to delete this user. In next video, I will show you how to apply all these security features. But let me show you, I'm logging through admin. Everybody know that there is an admin user. They can attack on your device, brute force, and so many other attacks there are. So they say that admin account is there. And yes, admin account is there, which is local. And then they recommend what to do. And they say that weak SSL and TLS is used. Yes. By default, there are weak protocol is enabled. TLS version 1, 2. We can protect them. I will show you. The one which I added them, I also mentioned this thing, because these two software help me. So you can protect them by using this command. You can apply this one. But anyway, we will do in next video. But just to show you that how this tool can help you. Okay. And then they say that apply strong encryption. You can enable by, and it's mentioned here. And also the one which they are telling about, I mentioned somewhere else. Yeah, this one. Global strong encryption you can enable by this command. And they also mention the same thing. And no BGP route flag. Okay, BGP is not, and rape password, etc. A 40 analyzer logs is not enabled. So syslog is very important. They say it's not enabled. We need to enable. And weak user account lockout policy. Again, by default, there is no account lockout policy. So we need to put threshold for this one. So normally we put 3 times. Okay. So I mentioned this one somewhere, lockout threshold. Yeah, this one. So which is not there by default. And then they say protocol were configure. Okay, this again related to that one. Weak password age time, weak complexity. My password is 123. So first of all, nobody can put a small password. So you can put password policy, maybe password policy. I mentioned this. Yeah, this one. You can enable password policy graphically also through command base. You can enable that at least one lowercase, one uppercase, one non-alpha numerical, and then one numerical, and all those things, expiry and all those things you can enable. So again, yes, it's true. And all these things, then they say lowercase is not there, uppercase is not there, which I written there. Then weak number is also not there. In the password, it should be number as well. A special character is not there. Login banner, again no banner is there, which we will put. So the banner one is this one, before and after login. banner. So no pre-login banner, and it should be no post-login banner. And then they mention their recommendation. Okay, and then logs, filter, etc. ICMP redirect, it has to be disabled, and then they find out that it's to be disabled on this port. So we can use this for attack purpose, so that's why it has to be disabled. And what else? Weak password expiry again, and this is a conclusion. And then they mention few things with the all the thing, these are the recommendation. They said disable HTTP, disable telnet, and all those things they mention here. Very good thing. This summary table is very good. The recommendation one is, which can help you. How many of them are high, medium, and low, and some of them is just information. Okay, and this thing. Okay, and so many other things are mentioned. They put you in good table view. You can save this report. Normally the security recommendation in Excel file, normally which I do. So you can save that one, and you can save the report as a HTML form in PDF. Suppose if I store them as a HTML to show you for future use. So if I this one, you can open them, so it will open you in an HTML format. Look it now, it's a good thing. So when you go to weak password edge policy setting, so it will show you all the detail, and you can share these detail with your manager and with your customer. What else? This was to save them, and then summary PDF and HTML and so many other version XML, you can save them. This was the report, audit report. Even though something are missing, but we can do that ourselves as well. Second tool is NP View. They can do the same thing, but they can provide you overall connectivity and each and everything as well. So let me show you here the same thing. So if I open this NP View, okay, and let me go to add and import the same file I want to import, and it was FG. Okay, it will load them after a while, and it will show you all the connectivity and each. You look at, there are two risks they found out, and if you start, okay, they found out many other. You can export again and start exploring. So it's the connectivity. My device is connected to this one, then is port 2 connect, port 4, and everything. So that's the good thing. Normally I like this way.